welcome back to my channel. Today is Vlogmas day. I'm just gonna put it on the screen because I'm not sure when this video is gonna go up, but nonetheless, welcome back to another day of Vlogmas. I'm so excited to be sharing this video with you guys today. I've been meaning to do a video like this for a while, never got around to it, so I just thought, why not share it during Vlogmas? This is like the perfect time. So you guys, today I'm super geeked, super amped to be talking to you guys about basically furthering your education and different methods and routes that I took. I want to give you guys a little more information about what I'm in school for, what I have a degree in, and what I'm pursuing a degree in. I know I really don't talk about like school too much. You guys just kind of know that I'm like doing homework, or I'm in school, or I got a degree, I'm working on a second degree, and I've never really talked about it with you guys. So yeah, also this video is going to be great for anyone who's looking to get into a human resources field, any type of like entry-level knowledge. I definitely feel like I'm well educated in. So if you guys want to get a little more information on my background, what I've pursued, what I'm pursuing, then keep on watching. I wanted to start this video off just kind of give you a little bit of background on like my educational history. I did obviously complete like high school, got my diploma, and I did go ahead and go to a 2-year college, a community college here in Los Angeles. I went to West LA College for only like a semester, but then a lot of things happened between the ages of like 18 and 19. I'm just going to say it, I ran off with a boy, and I was, you know, a little wrapped, I'm not gonna say a little, but I was wrapped up in my relationship during that time. And so school wasn't really that much of a priority to me. So I was still in school, but like taking a lot of breaks. What ended up happening was that I decided that I wanted to do and pursue an online degree, because for what I was doing as far as being back and forth from California and other places, I just wanted to still be in school but also living my life. So yeah, I definitely want to talk to you guys, like I said, about my background and then the differences between like online school versus like going to physical school. So yeah, you guys, it took me about 6 years to get my 2-year associate degree, you guys. 6 years to get my 2-year associate degree. With all of the changes that were going on in my early 20s, well, my late teens to early 20s, it definitely was a challenge for me. And not necessarily that school was a challenge for me. I'm not like tooting my own horn or anything like that, but I'm very good in school. When I'm in school, I'm super focused and stuff like that, but that just wasn't, there was years throughout that time that I just wasn't super a priority for me, so it took a very long time. Also, you guys, I was still trying to figure out in the business field what my I guess what my niche was. I knew that I wanted to go to school for something involving like human resources, but obviously and I'm not going to say obviously because a lot of you may not know, but human resources has like a lot of different levels to it, whether it's employee compensation, employee development, risk management. There's just so many different levels to it, so I still wasn't for sure what I wanted to pursue. I just know it was something like in that realm. I went ahead and I finished my 2-year degree, so I got my associate's degree, and I did do school online. So keep that in mind, you guys, when you're pursuing your degree. Seek other options. Obviously, we're living in a more progressed time, so if you find that going to a physical school is just not cutting it for you, don't throw out the idea altogether. Online definitely worked for me, and it works for me. So yeah, that's something that I definitely would take into consideration. Plus, I believe it was, for the associate, it wasn't cheaper than going to a physical 2-year community college. At least here in LA it wasn't, but pursuing my bachelor's, it was cheaper. So I am going to tell you guys a little bit more about that. Moving forward, getting my 2-year degree, my associate's degree, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and get my bachelor's in human resource management, as well as become certified in human resources. And there's so many different certifications that you can get. I'm going to list one right here in particular. That one is equivalent to like passing the bar as like a lawyer. That is the most recognized certification, so that is the one that, you know, employers definitely want to see that you have, and that is the one that I will be pursuing amongst others. So with pursuing my degree, you guys, I've noticed that when it comes to, and this is me personally, I just want to specifically talk to, like, I don't know, young ladies and stuff like that. I know we live in like a time of like social media, and social media is great. Like, there's so many opportunities on social media, but I just want you guys to know that you definitely can do both. Obviously, I'm in the beauty industry, I'm in the fashion industry, I do YouTube and social media. However, I'm well invested in the whole corporate world when it comes to employee development and things like that. My goal definitely at some point in my life is to start like a business consulting where, long story short, it'll be a company that will go in and develop employees for other consumers, you know, because I think that's so important for retention rates and stuff like that. A lot of companies just don't have the time or the resources to properly develop employees. Therefore, they lose a lot of them, or they find themselves in this, you know, open door type of circle of hiring people and people not staying or just not catching on. So that is like the long-term goal, but I don't want to get into that right now because it's just so much that goes into that, which is what I'm working towards right now. But yeah, I definitely think that you can pursue both, and that's currently what I'm doing. In school right now, I would say I'm in like the fun stages. Pursuing your bachelor's to me is more so dealing with what you're actually in school for. When I was getting my associates, and I know a lot of you guys who have went through the whole school process, you can attest to the fact that you're doing like the basic generic, you know, classes and stuff like that. But pursuing my bachelor's, I'm actually in classes that are like exciting me and that are fun, because this is actually, you know, what I want to do, and we're like diving into, you know, the core of when it comes to like human resources. So when it comes to online school, you definitely have to be way more disciplined, I would say, than going to a physical school. No one's, you know, telling you, or, you know, to keep your head off your phone, or to stay off social media, or to, you know, pay attention or anything like that. You have to set your own schedule, and I love having my own schedule, which is why I decided to do online schooling, because again, with work, with YouTube, with school, it just makes more sense for me to have a little more control over that. So keep that in mind. I know a lot of people, you know, when you get to like your late 20s and your early 30s, you kind of think like, well, you want to go back to school, and, you know, you may think that you're too old, for lack of better words, or that, you know, you don't necessarily have all the resources, or you're, you know, less developed when it comes to education, or you've been out of school too long. You guys, do not let those things stop you from pursuing your degree. Like, I could have given up so many times trying to get my associates, let me tell you, okay? Almost a decade trying to get a 2-year degree, okay? And I just cannot stress that enough, you guys, because again, it had nothing to do with the school. It had nothing to do with my capability, challenges of life that we all kind of go through, but it's a goal, so you have to, like, you know, stick with it. But I would say kind of going to school in your late 20s does have its perks. You're a little more wiser. Now I find myself doing way more research on the type of jobs, you know what I'm saying, the type of median pay that goes along with the different type of positions that I'm in school for, which I feel like when you're in your early 20s, you really don't even think about. You're just like, oh, okay, I want to go to school for business. Well, what type of business? And in what city and state you're going to live in? How much do they pay? What is the retention rate? None of us ever thought we would be in a pandemic, but there's a lot of, you know, different positions that are like non-existent right now because of this. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely has its perks with going to school, like, you know, in your more seasoned years. Because I don't want to just keep saying late 20s, because even if you go to school in your 40s, like, I don't want people to give up or just think that you're just, you know, just out the game. But definitely if you are in your early 20s, I would take the time to see, is school right for me? You have to take into account finances, loans, grants, scholarships. All of those things make a huge difference in determining whether or not you want to go to school. One big thing I didn't even think about, but you know, I think a lot of people don't take into consideration what they want to do, how much that makes versus how much you were taking out in loans. Does it make sense? You get what I'm saying? Some positions in corporate world don't even require that you have a degree. I know a couple of people who have degrees who don't use them and just kind of say like, I went to school because my parents told me to go to school, so I'm here, you know. And then I know a couple of people who decided that they didn't want to go to school at an early age. However, towards them, you know, getting into their career, getting more seasoned, getting more, you know, acclimated, they decided that financially and to move up in that company, it's best that they do. So it just really depends, and I want you guys to take that to consideration when watching this video. I've watched a ton of videos on people who work in human resources, who are in school. I've seen people who only have their bachelor's and they are on a 7-figure salary versus people who have their master's and they're trying to get into a Fortune 500 company. You get what I'm saying? So make sure you do your research, okay? Anytime you're doing, because again, like I said, with school comes loans, and it's another bill, and it is an extended bill. It's like buying a house, you guys. Depending on the type of school you go to, whether it's private, community, online, 2-year, it's like another bill, you know what I'm saying, that you will have for the rest of your life unless you just, you know, got it like that. Me personally, you guys, like I said, right now I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree, and it just worked out so good. My 2-year degree, I'm going to the same school that I got my associates in. So with me getting my 2nd degree, you guys, my school literally, I don't know how they set this up, but I did get a couple of scholarships last year. However, I don't know how they set this up, you guys, but they're actually paying me as an alumni to go to my school to pursue my 4-year degree. And so financially it's working out great. Now I will say I probably should be putting that money away as far as like, you know, eventually paying off my student loans and stuff like that, which you definitely can. But it's just the fact that I chose a really, really good school that has perks for alumni and for furthering your education. And I made sure I did research on that. You know, I don't want to jump into the whole loans versus grants versus things like that, because I'm just not that educated in all of the resources that are out. I graduated high school in 2012, which was a while ago, so what was there for us back then may not be available right now, so I don't want to jump into that too much. But again, you guys, make sure you do your research. Finally, you guys, I just want to say, stay motivated, okay? If you decide that you want to go back to school tomorrow, make sure you are setting a schedule, setting a time, and again, make sure you are doing your research. Is this going to benefit me in the long run? Like I said, there's perks to going to school fresh out of high school and pursuing a college degree, but there's also perks of waiting a little bit, because you're seeing how that's going to negatively or positively impact what you're doing today. So luckily, you guys, I do have about 1.5 years left until I'm finished with my bachelor's degree. I did obtain 1 certification, but like I said, with human resources, there's so many different certificates that you can get, you guys. Like there's just so many. So I'm pursuing another one. I have about 2 more classes left and I will be done with that. But yeah, I'm just always doing my research to see, you know, what's going to benefit me in the long run, especially for what I want to do. Of course, I love YouTube and I love the beauty industry and I love fashion. I love all that, but my heart still is, you know, deeply rooted in employee development and consulting and building a business and, you know, building like-minded employees that retire from a company that loves them and they love them back. As specifically millennials, you know, everyone's telling you be an entrepreneur, do this, do that, which is great. If you have the entrepreneurial mindset, cool, but not everybody is on that. Some people like to have the structure of a 9-to-5 and building themselves within a company, which is totally great. So I definitely still have that type of heart when it comes to, you know, starting a business that caters to that realm of people. So I never want people to think that you can only do one thing. You know, Candace does makeup, Candace does YouTube, Candace does try on haul videos, but again, Candace, you know, is paying attention to investments and paying attention to the corporate world and how the pandemic is affecting it, and what's the median salary for the places I want to live, for what I'm going to school for, and how will student loans be paid off, and you know, things like that. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind, and also to keep an open mind. You guys, don't just set your sights on one thing. I know a lot of times, you know, social media, this world just kind of tells you, like, you know, start a business and figure it out, you know. And again, that is great. I've started a business before, you guys, okay? I've done that and I loved it. Right now, that's just something that's been on my heart, which is just, you know, following in the steps of, you know, the corporate world and what I've always wanted to go to school for and what I have a passion for. Okay, you can have a passion for more than one thing, so never just become so, you know, boxed in. Make sure that you guys are always fulfilling your dreams, no matter how long that it takes. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know some of you guys do not like my little rambling talking videos, but I just wanted to just be informative and, you know, motivating. It is December. It's, you know, the last month of the year. We're starting a new year. I know some of you are thinking about going back to school, and just, you know, this is very broad on the surface. If you want a more in-depth video on how I did it and how, you know, things that I've taken in order to make that happen, I would be happy to do that. But it's just a little bit of motivation, and I definitely want to drop some more motivating videos for you guys this month. So stick around, you guys. Vlogmas have so many different things coming you guys' way, but this is just the start of a few of them. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Again, we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.